Let's talk about the matchups. Yo, what's up everyone? Trayman1 here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Journeys anime prediction video. Guys, today we will be discussing what I believe will be the matchups for the Masters 8 tournament in the Pokemon Journeys anime. So let's go to get right into it. Pokemon Journeys has actually been revealing posters of possible matchups for the tournament. We have this poster of Alon and Steven, Iris and Cynthia, Ash and Lance. So it's like, okay, these could be matchups, especially with Ash having Dracovish and then Lance with his Gyarados. It's like, okay, are they actually going to fight? But then we have like this toy set of Gardevoir and Garchomp, which does seem to be also teasing a matchup. So honestly, I don't think any of these posters are actually confirming matchups, but more or less are just like, okay, these are characters that have associated with each other that are in the tournament. For example, Lance and Ash, both Kanto trainers, you know, the literal Kanto champion, and Ash Ketchum, who, you know, is the Alola champion, but, you know, he started his first journey out in the Kanto region. Then there's Steven and Alon. We know from the Mega Evolution X that these two have a great bond and connection and have actually battled before. Iris and Cynthia, two trainers who have also actually battled before, where, you know, one issue that I have with Ash versus Iris is looking at how Iris has actually lost to one Draco Meteor when Axew literally took a Draco Meteor from Cynthia. So it's just like, yeah, the power scaling is a little off in Journeys. But anyway, that's not the point right now. So you see, we didn't get a poster with Diantha and Leon because these two have literally never interacted. So I'm assuming that these aren't matchups, but more or less characters that are in the tournament that have a good connection with one another. I will admit, though, a lot of these posters would make sense for matches, though. For example, Iris and Cynthia. I would love to see a rematch in Journeys where Cynthia gets to see Iris's growth and compliment her on her strength. But if these two fight, Iris isn't going to win. I want Iris to at least win one battle. I don't want her to come back just to lose. Cynthia and Ash have to battle, so I don't see Iris beating Cynthia in this match. So that's why I really don't think this is like an accurate matchup. But I would love to see these two battle again. There's a prediction that I have that way that these two could battle, but it seems very unlikely, and I will discuss that a little later on. However, though, I would love to see, and I know a lot of people have said this, Iris versus Lance. As we know, at the end of Black and White, Iris went to go train with Lance's cousin, Claire, to get stronger. And seeing how in her return, you know, they showed off Claire and she was training with her and how she became the champion, I'm assuming that she finally was able to beat Claire off screen. Since we saw that off screen, I would love to see an on-screen fight with Iris and Lance, where we get to see Iris truly show off her growth and defeat the Dragon Master. That would be amazing. As I mentioned earlier, Alon and Steven have battled before, so I wouldn't put it past them to let these two battle once again. I would love to see a battle between these two. If they were to battle, though, I would see it happening in the first round because obviously Ash and Leon have to make it to each other and they're probably going to be in the finals. So Alon and Steven would probably be in the first round. I don't see Ash battling Steven because in the most recent episode, Ash defeated Wallace. And as you know, Wallace said him and Steven are equals in strength. So it would be kind of pointless for them to go back and show Ash battle Steven again when it's kind of like we already know he's stronger than Steven. So why not show Alon finally take that win against Steven Stone? I would love to see that so much. His new Mega Charizard versus the shiny Mega Metagross. And as for Ash and Lance, many people want Ash to battle Lance because Lance is the first champion that Ash met, which I get it. It's like, you know, a nice little sentimental moment. But honestly, I think it would be much better story-wise if Iris was the one to battle and beat Lance over Ash. Like, yeah, it would be cool to see Ash battle and beat Lance, but the only reason is because, you know, they're both from Kanto. Other than that, they don't really have, I mean, they have a good bond. We got to see Lance and Ash interact before, but I feel like Journeys hasn't really built up anything for a fight between Ash and Lance. Like, Lance lost, and that's kind of been it. We've been still seeing Rayhan, Cynthia, Leon, so I really don't think that they're going to focus on Lance and Ash too much. But I can't lie, Dracovish fighting against Gyarados would be really cool. Okay, I have 3 brackets that I've made for this tournament. This first one, I know it's not going to happen, but this is just kind of what I would have wanted from the tournament. Yes, I know Ash and Leon will have to be the final match because that's what we're building up to. But honestly, I feel like Cynthia would have been a way better final match for Ash over Leon. Like, just imagine the plot twist that we would get if Ash and Leon get matched up in the second round in the top 4. And then we would all be like, whoa! You know, that makes the stakes a lot higher. And obviously, if he does beat Leon here, you know, he's completed his goal of Journeys, but then he'll have another obstacle, Cynthia. We don't know if he's going to win against Cynthia and become the world champion. I think that would have been really amazing. This way we can see Iris defeat Lance and battle Cynthia at the same time to show her strength, but at the same time, Cynthia still would come out on top. Obviously, this Ash and Alon here, which I'll get more on Ash and Alon's fight a little later on. I honestly don't want them to fight again in the Journeys, but if they have to, they did bring back Greninja recently. They didn't show off the Ash Greninja form. It's kind of being teased that that's going to happen. And same for Infernape. Infernape and Greninja both had their own episodes in Pokemon Journeys where they got to kind of reintroduce themselves. They didn't really do this for the other Pokemon, and I feel like that's because Infernape is going to have to battle Cynthia, and Greninja is going to have to fight against Alon. But we'll talk more on that later. Now, the second bracket is how I actually want the tournament to go. Now, it's kind of wonky because there's a lot of these battles that I don't want to be placed right here, like Ash and Iris again. Ash already beat Iris, and if they're going to battle this time, he's going to beat her again. So I don't really want that to happen, but in order to meet a match where Ash gets to fight Leon and everyone gets some good character development, I think that this would be the most sense. For one, Ash versus Cynthia in the first round would be a shock to us all because we're like, oh, shoot, he's fighting the best of the best first. After that, he fights against Iris, which I would love to see Iris at least come back and show how much she progressed. Where she doesn't really lose to one shots, but she's giving Ash a hard challenge. They nearly tied. That would be pretty amazing. Ash did react to Iris being above him now, so I really do feel like there's a chance that Ash and Iris could have a rematch. Alon over here on the other side battles against Steven, like I mentioned earlier, which would be good for his character development, but then loses to Leon. And I feel like that would be really good because Charizard versus Charizard, obviously they're going to want to show probably Mega versus Gigantamax. And also, Ash is like, whoa, Alon, I couldn't beat him in the Kalos League. He couldn't beat Leon. How am I going to beat Leon? Like, that would be good story-wise to make their final fight a lot better. But Journeys, we don't really know what they're going to do. And obviously, Diantha. Diantha's just kind of here, in my opinion. It's cool, I guess. But yeah, she's going to be the one to lose to Leon. And this last bracket is what I think will actually end up happening. Now, I don't really want this to be the outcome because I feel like it's cool, it's kind of similar, but there's a lot of differences. Like, for example, Ash and Alon fighting. I really don't want them two to fight. I would rather Ash, witness Alon lose to Leon. This way, it'll make their final fight even stronger. While I will admit, though, this is kind of good, too. Because Ash witnessing Iris lose to Leon would still be kind of the same impact. But Ash already beat Iris, so I feel like if Ash saw someone that he couldn't beat before lose to Leon, that would have been like, whoa, but I don't really know. It's just, dang, it could be so good, but at the same time, it's like a hit or miss. Obviously, Ash and Cynthia being in the first round, I would have rather them be the match before Leon, but just with seeing how these brackets are going down, like I can't really see any other way that this could go where everyone gets kind of equal development and screen time. So, yeah, Ash, unfortunately, in both of these, has to fight Cynthia in the first round. Honestly, I would love her to be the final fight, but with how the Masters 8 tournament is looking, that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. And last but not least, that's obviously the conclusion, Ash versus Leon. Now, I honestly don't know who's going to win this fight. This whole series has been about Ash wanting to beat Leon. In my opinion, it would make the most sense for Ash to beat Leon, but we know the Pokemon anime. They've made Ash lose countless leagues, and I wouldn't be surprised if they pull this again where Ash loses to Leon. But hey, it's not a bad loss. He's still going to be the second strongest trainer in the world. But I'm rooting for our boy to win. I want Ash to defeat Leon once and for all. Show what the Journeys team got. Because if there's going to be any battle where Ash uses his whole Journeys team, it's going to be this one. And I would love to see them take the victory. Even though the training and the development hasn't been too great for this team, in my opinion. Like, they've really been, kind of forced to win through this league. It still would be cool, nonetheless, to see them actually take this victory. But with that being said, in the comment section down below, let me know what you all think the matchups will be. I would love to hear. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you agree with any of my matchups, please let me know. And what would you change? Trainman1, peace out.